All right, good morning.
Morning.
10:02. Having a little technical difficulties. I think we might not be on YouTube. So we're going to record it and we'll replay it later. But first thing is first, it is Wednesday, March something, 4th. Yes. All right, so we're going to call this staff Senate meeting to order. So first thing, roll call. Morgan.
Senator Adams.
Here.
Senator Ashby.
Here.
Thank you. Senator Bailey.
Present.
Senator Bartley. Senator Bass. Present. Senator Bryant.
Here.
Senator Coyle is on Zoom, I see.
I am here.
Regent Hammond. Present. Senator Henry. I'm here. Senator Hess.
Here.
Senator Hopwood.
He is on his way back from South Campus. He had a call out there and he's on his way back.
Senator Hughes.
Here.
Senator Jenkins. Senator Johnson.
Here.
Senator Jones. Senator Lowe, I think I saw on Zoom.
Here.
Senator Hopkins. Senator Ray.
Present.
Senator Sullivan.
Here.
And Chair Vanderpool and Senator Warner, I believe I saw on Zoom as well. We are all set.
Okay, our agenda and last month's minutes were sent electronically. Any adjustments or objections? All right, hearing none, we'll consider them accepted. And we start off every month's meeting with our Christopher Ware Staff Star Awards.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us this morning. It is my pleasure to introduce one of our most meaningful recognitions, which is the Christopher Ware Staff Star Award. This award was created in honor of Christopher Ware, whose dedication, passion, and exceptional service have left a lasting impact on our university. The Staff Star is designed to celebrate those individuals who consistently go above and beyond in their roles, demonstrating outstanding commitment, teamwork, and excellence. These individuals embody the spirit of service that Chris represented, and through their hard work and dedication, they inspire all of us. This month's recipients have made remarkable contributions that have made a significant difference for our students and our colleagues. It is with great admiration that we recognize their efforts, and we are truly grateful for the energy and passion that they bring to their roles. We'll start today by recognizing Sergeant Daniel Minton. Sergeant Minton is an officer in the WKU Police Department. He was nominated by Tanya Johnson, who I'll have share some remarks here in just a moment. But first, I would like to share some remarks that were sent by his supervisor, Chief Walker, who wasn't able to join us this morning. He's on the road, so he wanted to share some remarks because he is very supportive of this award. So I will now read Chief Walker's remarks. Good morning, Staff Senate. I am excited to hear the great news about Sergeant Daniel Minton. Sergeant Minton is a person who has his priorities in order with his faith, his family, and his vocation. Sergeant Minton has a strong work ethic and always goes above and beyond to serve the WKU community each day. Sergeant Minton represents our department in a professional manner with the public. He is always sharp looking in uniform and an exceptionally clean police cruiser. As a great veteran, I would understand that. That's awesome. Congratulations, Sergeant Minton. It is an honor to serve alongside you. Respectfully, Chief Mitch Walker. And now we'd like to come. Actually, I also forgot. If you don't mind, we'll just let Tanya go first and share some remarks, and then we'll have you come forward. Tanya, if you can hear us, you can mute, and go ahead and share some remarks with us.
Thank you so much. Good morning, Senators. Good morning, Sergeant Minton. Good to see you again. Sergeant Minton has provided only the best service during his tenure at WKU. He possesses a combination of strong interpersonal skills, sound judgment, and a love for both the university and its staff and students. With everyone he interacts, Sergeant Minton strives to build trust and rapport with the community, especially those from diverse backgrounds, which is vital for effective policing. No matter the circumstance, he diligently works to take into account diverse backgrounds, beliefs, and cultures while also showing empathy and respect. Sergeant Minton goes out of his way to provide superior service using qualities like empathy, integrity, and the ability to remain calm under pressure. He is adaptable, dependable, detail-oriented, and possesses strong problem-solving skills. This was very evident to me when he came to my rescue last semester. I was transporting the student experience fleet vehicles to and from B&B Tire for service, and when one of the vehicles wouldn't start, I called WKU police, and of course, Sergeant Minton came to my rescue. He proceeded to jumpstart the vehicle for me and also provided instructions on how long I needed to keep the car running to charge the battery. He shared that if it didn't start the next day, that I needed a new battery. Fast forward 24 hours, and Sergeant Minton was back on the scene to jumpstart the vehicle again because it did not start. And then he also followed me to the repair shop in case I had any additional problems en route. That's the kind of person Sergeant Minton is. He goes beyond what is required to do what is right. Thank you, Sergeant, for being a man who openly shows that compassion plus empathy times integrity equals a man you can admire and respect. Congratulations.
Thank you, Tanya, and thank you for everyone to helping us recognize Sergeant. Do you all want to come forward and take a picture? Okay.
I'll take it. Yeah.
You can get one to shoot you and then we'll get the.
Still visualize and make.
Thank you very much. Okay, so next we will be recognizing Rachel Saylor. I already forgot how to talk. How do you say your last name? Salyer, thank you. I asked her right before this. You still left. Rachel Salyer. Rachel is an academic coordinator for the TRIO program, Student Support Services. She was nominated by Melissa McMillan, who I would now like to invite to share some remarks.
Good morning, everybody. So I'm here this morning to celebrate my wonderful colleague, Rachel. Most of you probably don't get to see Rachel in action every day because she works down in Jones Jaggers Hall. And I would assume that unless you work for TRIO or the daycare, you probably don't make it down to Jones Jaggers very often. But I worked for TRIO Student Support Services last academic year, so the 25-26 year. And I had the privilege of sitting in the desk right in front of Rachel's cubicle. So I got to see her in action every day. And I can tell you that she does amazing work down there. If you don't know what a TRIO Student Support Services academic coordinator does, she helps plan all the events for TRIO Student Support Services. But she also has the unique opportunity to support students who are very vulnerable to either not graduating in 4 years or not graduating at all due to the fact that they're first generation, low income, or a student with disabilities, or some combination of those three things. So she meets one-on-one, either on the phone or Zoom or in person, to make sure that these students have all the resources they need to be successful over the course of their time here at WKU. And she's so good at it. When I was down there, she always used to apologize to me and she'd say, "Oh, I'm so sorry if I had to hear like all of her conversations all the time." But I used to tell her how much I enjoyed it because she was just great at it. And I also learned a lot just by listening to her conversations. She always went out of her way to make sure students felt supported. She was kind, she was compassionate, she was gracious, she was wise. Sometimes students want to hear the easy thing, but really weren't afraid to tell them the hard thing that they needed to hear to be successful. And she always did it in a very compassionate way, in a supportive way, and a not judgmental way. Here at WKU, you hear a lot of people say that they love working here. You know, they love WKU, they love the students at WKU. But I personally believe that love is an action. It is a verb. It's not just a feeling that we put on. And Rachel exemplifies that action. When you love something, you serve it. And Rachel has always served both university and students at the university. She's probably one of the hardest working people I have ever met, especially since being here on campus. But beyond that, she has a deep care and a deep concern and deep compassion for our students here. One example in particular, there was a student that she was having a one-on-one meeting with. And during the course of that meeting, she found out the student was experiencing food insecurity. And so I know a lot of us like to bury our head in the sand and pretend that all the students on campus have dining dollars and meal plans and, you know, access to, you know, cars and money to go to the grocery store and get food. But for a lot of our students, that's not the case. And so Rachel took this student, she didn't just tell them like, hey, we have a food pantry on campus. Like she actually walked them up there. Because you can tell students about food pantries, but a lot of them are going to be too afraid or too ashamed or not sure how the process works, and they're just not going to go there on their own. So she made sure that this student actually got the food that they needed that week, that they got 2 full bags of groceries to get them through that hard time in their life. And so for that reason and many more, I just want to say congratulations, Rachel. I think you are more than deserving of this super.
And next, I would like to invite Lindsay Houchin to come forward and share some remarks. Oh, you moved. Yes. Thank you.
Hey, well, good morning. I am really excited to have the pleasure to also celebrate one of my teammates, Rachel Sallier. I just joined the TRIO Student Support Services team in September, and already it is abundantly clear that she has to be one of the highest energy, most dedicated, and most supportive staff members on this campus. And I've had the privilege of working with a lot of those people. One of the things that I really respect and appreciate in Rachel is that she's very committed to holistic wellness, not just for our students. You know, she's the one saying, are you sleeping? Are you active? Go to the Preston Center just to be in some light in the winter. But she also does that for me and our team. And I'm not always the best at taking care of myself. I often put other things before me. But she reminds me and really exemplifies that we can do the most when we have the most. I also want to shout her out. She gets to work an hour before I do, which means I often walk into her to-do list, reminding me what to do today, which I really appreciate as well. And if you watch her work, you also watch how much she's committing to her whole life. She has 4 kids, including 2 who are just in 3rd grade. They all do different activities. She somehow does it all and still shows up with complete presence at work, which I really admire. So, Rachel, glad you're on our team, glad to be on your team, and congratulations.
And as someone that has come to WKU through a TRIO program, I can tell you I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for a TRIO program, specifically Veterans Overbound for me. So if you have students that you work with, definitely make sure to send them to the TRIO programs. Thank you. Go. Who wants? I'll let you all take it. Okay. 1, 2.
Thank you.
Okay, last but certainly not least, we want to recognize our third Christopher Ware Staff Star Award winner, Amber Boards. Amber is the Office Coordinator for the School of Engineering and Applied Sciences. She was nominated by Jason Wilson, who is wanting me to share the remarks for him. I would like to recognize Ms. Amber Boards for the incredible impact that she has had on our team. She is truly our rock star, our rock and our star, excuse me, and probably a rock star. Amber keeps us organized, connected, and moving forward, often holding everything together behind the scenes. Beyond her professionalism and dedication, her positive energy sets the tone for our entire group. She has the most contagious laugh, and it lifts everyone's spirits, even on the most stressful days. We are better because of her leadership, her consistency, and the genuine joy that she brings to our workplace. And next, I would like to invite Dr. Mark Cameron, who is the interim co-director for the School of Engineering and Applied Sciences, who also share some remarks with us this morning. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm very excited to honor Amber. I took this job about 18 months ago, and I was talking to the retiring director, and she said, "You can do lots of things, but do not lose Amber. She keeps everything working," and Stacy was so correct. I got to know Amber a little bit before taking this job, but way more in the last 18 months, and Jason's absolutely correct. She keeps the place working and running. I can be sick or we're gone and everything's fine. Amber's sick, the lights will turn off, the fire will start, whatever it is. So countless things that she does. We are the single biggest unit on campus. We're about 10% of the students. So she deals with about 1,400, almost 1,500 students, 32 faculty, 6 other staff members. She does all of our inputting of scheduling. She works with all of our budgets. She keeps me from looking like a fool. So just keeps the place running. She does this with such professionalism and joy, and she treats everybody with respect. I wish everybody would treat her with as much respect as she treats them. So very honored to work with her, and can think of nobody else that deserves it more. So.
And Jason, anyone else that wants to take a picture?
Harley, Rob.
He can hold the ones. I don't always be there.
What am I looking at?
Blind. Town.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Amber.
Harley, hold up.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you all for helping us honor all 3 awardees this morning. I would like to conclude by saying that if you work with someone that you know who goes above and beyond in their role and deserves to be recognized, please fill out our nomination form, which is located on the staff website. And for those of you that were just awarded, thank you again for all that you do. You're welcome to stay for our meeting, but if you need to head out, we understand that as well. Thank you.
All right. So our guest speaker today is my division, philanthropy and alumni engagement, and I'd like to introduce our Vice President, Amanda Tribune.
Thank you all for having us here today. We're excited to share a little bit about the work that we do in philanthropy and alumni engagement. as well as wrap up our presentation today, talking about a special day that's coming up at the end of the month that we would invite you all to help us participate in. So about 5 years ago, as we were coming out of COVID, our division decided to workshop Simon Sinek's Start With Why. We had a facilitator come in, we workshopped, what is our why? What is our mission? Why are we here doing what we do as a part of this institution? And we came up with, we are creating opportunities to transform lives. Everything that we do in our division, which I'll share different divisions and departments that we have, we're doing that to create opportunities to transform the lives of our students, our personnel, our people, and our communities. So we have 4 units within our division: alumni engagement, donor engagement and communications, philanthropy, and then strategic operations and appeals. And here's our org chart, just to give you an overview. We are a strong and mighty team in philanthropy and alumni engagement. We have 28 FTEs and 2 part-time employees that do all this amazing work to bring in dollars, resources, volunteers, and engagement to the institution. One of the questions we often are asked, what's the difference between what we do in philanthropy and alumni engagement and the College Heights Foundation? So the College Heights Foundation is a separate entity from WKU. It's separated. There's an MOU that's in place for how it operates alongside the university. Think of the College Heights Foundation as the money managers. They receive all the gifts that come into the institution. They manage those accounts. They distribute those checks. Many of you may work with the College Heights Foundation on accounts that you have in your department where you're spending dollars that is being raised philanthropically through the university. They have their own separate board. And the exciting thing is that our assets have grown to over $300 million. So the university is on stable financial footing with over $300 million endowment now that will ensure the longevity of our institution in perpetuity as we move into the future. Another part of our division is our WKU Alumni Association Board of Directors. We have a national board of directors that meets 4 times a year. It was chartered in 1913 and has been in existence since that time. We have over 130,000 living alumni now as part of the institution. Every time we graduate a class, add that to the list. It continues to grow exponentially. We'll be eclipsing 150,000 in the next few years. The Alumni Association has a membership. And so our alumni and friends become members of the Alumni Association, and those membership dues help sponsor a lot of the activities and the programs that we do for not only our alumni, but for our students that we engage on campus. Another one of our signature programs is our Hall of Distinguished Alumni. This is the highest honor that any alumni can receive from the institution. These were our 2 recipients back in the fall, George Nichols and Connie Smith from the Med Center here locally. And then we also added on 3 years ago, the Hilltopper Excellence Awards. So this is an event that happens in the fall. We kick off homecoming week on Thursday evening. And this has been a really great way to expand our recognition society, our recognition that we do. We used to only do the HODA recipients, and so we would do 2 or 3 a year. Now that we have an expanded pool of prospects and recognition that we can give to our alumni, it means we can recognize and engage more people in the life of the institution. And these were a few of the awardees that we had last year. Of course, homecoming is one of our signature events that is all coordinated out of our alumni engagement team who are here with us today. Once Upon a Hill was the theme. Again, a few years ago, we moved this to our students who select the theme for homecoming. In the past, it used to be a group of adults that sat around campus and made decisions on who's choosing the theme for the year. And President Caboti said, why are the students not selecting the theme? They're the ones that are engaged and involved in building the floats. And we're like, why haven't we thought about that before? So we're excited that we involve our students in that process. Part of that takes place on social media, where they're taking in ideas and suggestions, and our students choose that theme. This is a group of our, these are actually volunteers. So these are some of our alumni board members that we use to help. And they were actually at Parent Family Weekend working for us that weekend. So the WKU Spirit Magazine is a flagship publication that comes out from the institution. That lands in about 65,000 mailboxes twice a year. That comes out of our office. Your Senator Deanna Jenkins is co-editor of that magazine. And we take a lot of pride in telling the stories of WKU in that magazine. A lot of features in there, if you've not seen it, about our students, about our faculty and staff, the activities that are happening on campus, and of course, stories about our alumni who have been successful once they left the Hill. And then finally, these are really the three tenets under which we operate as a division with connect, engage, and pay it forward. We develop our metrics and KPIs for the division every year, and they all align with these three verticals. So connection is really doing something as simple as filling out a form. So keep us updated on your address. What are you doing? Where are you? Connecting with us online, following us on social media. Really simple steps that you can take just to stay connected with us. The next step is engagement. So how do we get you activated? How do we get you back to campus? How are you volunteering? How are you mentoring? Again, taking that next step. And then ultimately what we hope is people pay it forward. That they are then paying forward first with a gift back to the institution, but also your talent and your treasures as well as a way that you can pay it forward. And with that, paying it forward, I would like to turn it over to my great colleagues who are going to talk a little bit about our day of giving that's coming up at the end of the month.
I'm going to invite my two colleagues, Haley, Ashley, and Zach Markham to join me. We're going to talk about the day of giving. Still sharing? Yes. Okay. I'll just stand back here so I can like that. We didn't even plan it. No.
That's how connected we are.
Yeah. Okay. It's no, you're good because the camera's like right here. Yeah, I'm just gonna stay right here. So.
So we want to wrap up today and talk to you about WKU's Day of Giving. That's going to happen on March 31st. Here in just a very short few days, it's sneaking up on us. It is a day that is going to be jam-packed full of a lot of fun, but a day that is solely focused on giving to WKU. You may have read about this or heard about it from other universities. And this is our third day of giving that we are having. And so it's a day that's dedicated to WKU. Not only do we encourage people to give back, but we also encourage people to show up, wear red, and give back. It's a popular way to engage our alumni and get people excited and involved. You can do a lot of fun things and kind of, if you will, oppose people against one another. Like Potter has raised X amount of dollars today or has X amount of donors today. What are you going to do about it, Gordon Ford? And being able to kind of engage alumni that are here in the Bowling Green community and painting our whole town red, but also engaging people on social media and online for our alums who aren't here locally with us, so they can still feel like they're involved and connected with us. This is some of our messaging that you may see or have already seen come out about our day. Like I mentioned, we wear red and we show up. Wearing red isn't just a tradition, it's the WKU spirit in action, and we show up and our spirit knows no bounds. And so it's really about students, and that's what that middle section then speak on. This is for our students. We're showing up in a way to show our students that the WKU community cares about them, that we are here to support them and be what they need to be to graduate and become citizens.
So this is breaking down what we're doing for Day of Giving. We have, maybe Zach will talk a little bit about this more, but we have a team of students that we call the Student Engagement Center that are making videos for us. I think our video went live on Facebook last night, so you'll start seeing our promotions for Day of Giving around on social media and videos. And we've got direct mail, which means that's something that's going through the mail. We're sending it to about 15,000 people. Emails, lots of emails. They're segmented into special groups of people based on people who've given for Day of Giving before. Maybe somebody who just made a gift for the first time last year. We're asking them to join us again. Also people who make gifts every year. We like those people who are committed to us, we want to reach out to them again. Full file means we're going to send to everyone we have an email for, and that's about 70 to 80,000 people. And then thank you is a way that we can send videos where it's just like a special thank you. Also, we're doing texting, we have social media posts and digital ads. Personal outreach is when our philanthropy officers like Haley go out and meet somebody, TV radio spots, and then so that's sort of like the ways that we're fundraising, kind of the work that I do behind the scenes, and campus engagement is what Zach and his team do, what you see more of.
So we're trying to, this is the third iteration of Day of Giving. And a piece that we're continuing to try to get better at is campus engagement, because days of giving for any university, any institution are always a very like ethereal online thing, right? You're calling people, you're emailing people, you're just asking them to give. It's not so much traditionally been about making campus look invested and busy and part of the party. So we're making a really concerted effort this year to get the colleges more specifically engaged. So we're having individual meetings with each college to shape what they want their engagement to look like that day, and talking with the deans and seeing, do deans want to be in videos that might pop off and go viral? Do they want to go into classrooms? Do they want to have some kind of carrot at the end of the stick to get students and faculty and staff engaged within their unit? So we're working with them individually to shape that. Some other things we're working through. So does everybody know what a topper fella is?
Yes.
Okay, we are doing a custom run of topper fellas that we're going to hide around campus in the various colleges. And then we'll have some leftover that we'll sprinkle throughout campus. So we're going to try to get folks engaged that way, do some giveaways around finding those topper fellas and engaging with our content. Our ask of you is, obviously we would love for everyone to give, right? We try to make it as transparent of a process and accessible as a process as possible. So there's, I think sometimes there's a fear with these concerted giving efforts that like, well, where's my money going? Is it going where I want it to go to? With this process, you get to pick exactly where you want that money to go. And there's descriptions of the funds on the website that tell you exactly what that money's going to do, how it's going to impact students or create scholarships or impact units on campus. So we hope that you give back in that way. If not, the easiest lift you can make is if you have a social media account, liking, sharing the content that you see pop up. The students work really hard on it. If you see a student that comment, tag them in the video, say great job. It means a lot to them, especially when people shout them out. They try to shout each other out. But they're working really hard. We're starting to get some pretty significant recognition from some of our third-party partners who know that our student team especially is exceptional, and they're kind of setting the standard, and we get a lot of positive feedback. And we just want to share that with you all. I hope that you tell them that they're doing a good job and like and engage with the content.
Easiest thing to do will be wear red on Tuesday the 31st. We'd love to see red everywhere. Yeah. Any questions about Day of Giving? We only had one question that came in when we were asked for submitted questions, and it was about opportunities for non-traditional grads.
Yeah, so in case people can't see it, it's what opportunities are available through alumni engagement, specifically to help non-traditional WKU grads that work at WKU to branch out and network with people in the field or field of their graduate or undergraduate major. So great question. A lot of different avenues. The number one resource that I can point folks to is one that we're in the process of overhauling, but it is functional right now. It's the Topper to Topper Career Connections program. So we're in the process of creating a mentorship program that I won't call a mentorship program, because there's a level of commitment expected out of mentorship that sometimes people get a little bit scared by. So we're calling it, it's a connection-oriented program. So we have two forms. One is an intake form that alumni or volunteers can fill out to say, hey, I would like to be a resource to students, young alumni, non-traditional grads who need support. Whether it's offering advice about, I'm moving to Chicago and need recommendations on affordable housing, or I am looking for a job in marketing after a career pivot, or I'm a current student and I need an internship in finance. And then the second half of that is the intake process for the student or the alumni or the person benefiting from the resource. Very similar form, and it just allows you to say, hey, I need help, and this is what I need help with. And then our student alumni ambassadors actually work to pair those two people together. So that's the number one resource I can point to. Obviously, the rest of campus officers some similar resources in different ways, but the alumni engagement team offered that one in particular. Any questions about that?
Is that already live? for people, or it's?
It is live for people. I will caution, it's not a directory, like you can't go search those people up. You just have to wait for us, our team and our students to pair you with people. We just noticed that, the directory was causing some technological issues in its old form. And we were also having an issue with folks reaching out to the same people and not the first person they found and not necessarily spreading the love. So certain volunteers were getting all the outreach and certain were not getting enough. And then we were also having just some other trouble with the intake form on the directory. So we moved it, we made it offline. It's just a directory that we keep. And it allows us to, I think, make a little bit more of an intimate connection between folks and do a little bit more work on our end to make sure that we're connecting them to the perfect person for their needs. And it's, so, yeah.
Can I ask, like, you mentioned like in working homecoming things, there's a lot of people that like reach out and ask for volunteer opportunities. Do you all have slots for people to volunteer for activities?
Absolutely. Particularly around parent family weekend, homecoming, and I mean, to an extent, day of giving, and then even commencement. We're highly engaged in the community around those events, so we can make those more public if faculty and staff want to sign up. I just know that a lot of people call for volunteers that time of year, so we haven't thought to engage the general community before. Yeah.
I have a quick question. It may be a little bit silly, but, so if we have, in our department, we have a program we've obviously supported, you know, and solicit donations, is it okay on day of giving to ask when you're doing social media posts, things like that, to target a specific program within your unit, or do we just want to drive people to general day of giving kind of messaging? If that makes sense, or doesn't matter?
We always want people to give where they want to give, because they're more likely to support a program that means something to them. So we can help with a vanity link. I can give you a link that you can put in your social post that'll go directly to that fund. If anybody else has an idea that they want to post on social for something for a very specific fund, just reach out to me. I'm happy to help with a link for that. Yeah.
Because you're gonna have access to those, often it's little blank sheets, that's what I do in our division. You're gonna have access to people that we don't have access to, and this is quickly becoming one of our biggest days of engagement and showcasing WKU to people who maybe weren't aware of WKU or who aren't as connected, whether they're an alum or not. And so you probably have people in your social network that I do not have in mind, but the people in your social network may be more interested in the work that you're doing than the fund that I'm interested in. And so being able to tailor that to the people that you're around, absolutely, make it your own post. There will be post shared, copy and paste what you see us post or what you see around and change that information to the fund that means the most to you or to the funds that mean the most to you or how you're honoring somebody else. Those are the stories that make these days go viral. And it really creates that sense of urgency for other people to want to get involved and get excited about things that they're like, oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Or I was a part of this organization and I know that a gift that was given when I was on campus helped us to be able to go somewhere, to go to a conference, to be able to present a paper or some research that I worked on. So making that day your own. On this day specifically, but we also do that other 364 days a year as well. So we want to always showcase what's happening across campus and having people.
Any other questions? Thank you.
All right, while they are clicking on the screen, we'll go on to our committee reports. I'm first, I met with President Caboni on February 23rd. I would say the bulk of our conversation, was talking about the staff engagement survey because our January meeting had been canceled because we were out for snow and ice. And Herb has the BEC update.
Yeah, we met last Tuesday and you heard proposals from support units for additional funding for increases to their base budget allocation. We was there 2.5 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, something like. We was there for a while. I went over all those proposals, and I think we're going to discuss them further at this Tuesday's meeting.
Okay. Jordan?
For my report, I just want to share that we have, the executive committee has settled on the dates for our upcoming staff senate election. And we'll be sending all this out in email, of course, so you'll have it, but I just wanted to share it now. We're going to have a nomination period when people can nominate prospective senators, or you can self-nominate, to be between March 23rd and April 3rd. And then once those are settled and we verified with HR that those nominated are eligible to run, we're going to have the campaign period, where you can send your 2 emails between April 13th and April 17th. And then we will have the election on April the 21st. So more communication on that later, just wanted to share now.
All righty, thank you. Next is Secretary.
I have a couple of things. I just wanted to share in person that we are having the new hire reception March 25th at 3:30 in Chandler Hall, room 2001B. So if you are available at time and want to stop in, you can definitely, come and go. If you have a new person in your area that maybe is a little shy about coming to meet us, and chat with us, maybe encourage them to bring them with you, and RSVP if you can. And then I do have an update from the Parking and Transportation Advisory Council meeting. We met on February 13th. The main updates to report are they are going to be moving FS3 permit holders to license plate recognition, I believe in the coming year. They've already moved the premium faculty and staff to that already. And then there was discussion of moving faculty and staff to automatic renewals via payroll deduction. So I did ask some questions about how many people are already doing that. It does seem like a fair amount. And there will be an option to opt out. So if anybody has any, wants further clarification, has any concerns about that, let me know and I can bring it to our next meeting.
On the license plate verification, or however,
License plate recognition.
is it one permit per license plate, or can you register multiple
You
permits?
register multiple, it's up to, I think it's 3 or 5 vehicles, but they can't be on campus at the same time. So, but yes, you can add that. I actually had some car trouble, last month, and I had to add my sister's car and a rental car in this, and it was easy peasy and nothing happened. So yeah, it's not bad. I work in FS1 and I haven't had any issues since they've transferred. So
as a note, don't back into spots with the their license plate recognition, because if they can't see your license, they might give you a ticket because they can't verify the vehicle.
Related to that, if you do back in, they have these little things you put on your dashboard. So if that is the way you it's not an issue as long as you have that on there.
They just prefer you know.
Okay.
We run into that in the parking lot, so I just want to make sure that he's aware.
Yeah, but reach out to me if you have any concerns you'd like me to bring to the Parking and Transportation Advisory Council. I'd be happy to, but those are the main takeaways from our last. That's all from me.
Thank you, Morgan. All right, Parliamentarian John.
No report.
Okay. Technology, Kent.
No report.
All right, numbers.
All right, treasurer report, our state of the union for our indexes. Our E&G index, our main index, starting balance, $2,500.43. No additions, disbursements of $173.18. Ending balance, $2,327.25. Our Staff Senate Excellent Fund, which is a foundation fund, starting balance $2,225.12. No additions, no disbursements, ending balance the same. Book Scholarship Fund, which is another foundation fund, starting balance $1,969.84. No additions, no disbursements for an ending balance of the same. Does anybody have any questions?
All right, communications.
Just a reminder that the dependent eligibility verification is underway and has to be completed by Friday, March 13th. I did link that in the newsletter if anybody needs to access it.
Is anybody having problems getting that verified? I've submitted my documentation and it just keeps saying that it's pending. And I keep getting emails and phone calls and stuff that I need to do it, and I've done it, but
I don't have any dependents, I don't,
so I was just kind of curious if anybody else has had that problem. It sounds like no. Do what? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, I just, so.
Okay, next, Staff Regent Jennifer Hammond.
We did have a board meeting, February 20th. It was a full day. We had committee in the morning and then, the quarterly in the afternoon. Academics, I think, gave, Susan's finance committee a break this time. So we did have a number of new programs go through for approval. 2 master's programs, 1 in applied behavior analysis and a second master's, program for disaster science. There were 4 grad certificates, digital health and data management, health policy and systems management, sustainability and practices in health leadership. And the last one was statistical data science. We had 1 undergrad cert in global economic issues and then 3 bachelor programs, 2 of which were new. They were, 5 minutes, disaster science and environmental, earth, and sustainability sciences. And then the last one was integrated advertising and public relations, and they're going to actually combine 2 other majors into one. So it's not necessarily a new program, it's just going to be a combined program. And then 2 suspensions, Bachelor of Arts in Art History and a minor in graphic design. So I would say shameless plug, we have a whole lot of academic programs that are coming through, so make sure that you take advantage of any kind of certificate or program that is of interest to you. We have a lot that is coming down. 2 university distinguished professor recommendations, Dr. Janet Tassel and Dr. Monica Burke were both awarded that designation. And then we had 5 emeritus appointments, 1 out of CHHS and 4 in the College of Science and Engineering. And I will hold the finance update. Susan's on. She will probably do that for us in a minute. If not, I'll come back to that. Jennifer Smith did give us a legislative update. I know there is a lot happening there. We're kind of waiting to see how WKU does fare from that. If you are following anything specific, you can continue to watch that on wku.edu/gov-relations. I would encourage you to kind of watch that or reach out to her. I won't try to recap all of the things she said during our meeting, because it's all a little bit changed since she reported to us. And then we did have the executive session where we did get to see the housing renderings. Most of you, I'll get that out eventually. Most of you have probably seen those through our WKU news outlets and all of the publications that we've done on those. I am super excited. I think it's a great opportunity for our students, and we're going to be really in a really good place for the freshman village. So lots to come on that. We ask you to join us for the Hilltopper Fieldhouse dedication, March 24th. I think that's our next event. And then our next committee meeting is May the 7th. So what I got.
Wow. All right. Thank you.
Has there still been any discussion or decision regarding staff employees that are currently in HRL? Have they been told what's gonna happen? Is it still June 1 when Gilbane's supposed to take over?
I would say Gilbane and Inwood both would take over on June 1.
Have any of HRL staff that are affected by this new path, have any of them been notified of what their futures are at the university, or?
I wouldn't know specifics on the personnel matter in that if any notifications have been formally given in that.
Okay.
I talked to Dr. Roach last week and nothing's been decided yet. At least for
So, hey, this is Susan. I'm having a little difficulty hearing you guys, but I think it maybe Herb asked the question if the HRL folks that are going to be impacted by the Gilbane and Inwood work partnership that they're doing with us. Yes, they were notified via letter. I believe it was either Monday or Tuesday. And I think there are 9 to 10 people that are going to be impacted. 2 to 3 of them they are starting to work with HR with the possibility of retiring. Several other will be applying for other opportunities at the university, and some could even be retained by Gilbane. So yes, that work is underway.
Thank you.
Okay. Then we'll move on to SGA. Any reports on your end?
The only thing I have for you guys, well, I hope you're all doing fun. So last night we had our Senate meeting, we have those on Tuesdays, and there was a conversation about like bikes and like scooters on campus. And so my question for the facilities and maintenance folks in the room, like, do you see this as like a problem to be remedied? Like, and what I'm asking is like the bikes like outside of the buildings and things, like chains, things that are not like bike racks. Does that feel at all like a problem to you all? Like where the scooters are kind of like conglomerating like in front of doors? Is that like a problem to you guys, or do you think it's something to be solved? Any input would be appreciated.
I think it is a nuisance. I know one of my areas down there at the stadium on the west side, they're absolutely just packed in the Hall of Champions. Ridden in the building. I think that's doesn't need to happen. I've observed other places like at Zach and Meredith. There's extension cords, power strips, plugged into power strips, plugged into power strips that have chargers plugged into them. That's all just kind of laying outside. So that's issues in and of itself. And then on another note, just the overall traffic. I know I've personally seen 3 people on scooters hit by cars on campus. A bad place seems to be at the Avenue of Champions and College Boulevard. I'll speculate on the inattentive, who was the cause of it, but they do seem to whip in and out off the sidewalks and the streets, and that's concerning to me, operating a university vehicle. Trying to keep an eye out when they're coming down the sidewalk. Sometimes those jump right to the road. So yeah, there is a lot of issues with the scooters. I don't see bicycles per se as much as you did a few years ago. But the electric scooters and electric skateboards, stuff like that, those have really proliferated here in the past few years, and some of it is a straight up nuisance. So I'm sorry, I don't know what the solution would be.
It's okay. A possible solution that, because we had a couple senators like show pictures of like bikes and scooters like right in front of Christ Hall, the one that was used last night. Like there were like 4 scooters just like chained to like the guardrails of like the stairs, and they're just kind of all over the stairs. And so the proposed resolution was to add like proper bike racks like next to buildings instead of like a few staircases away, because people just tend to not, people tend to do what's easy. And so it was just a point of conversation. Some people thought they had an eyesore, and some people were like, what are you talking about? Like, we need to be support, like, making people like more scooter more, or whatever, but that's fine. I appreciate your input. If anybody else has it.
I think more bike racks are good, because I work in the library. And we don't allow them in the library or the commons, but I have to ask people to leave. Not every day, but like fairly regularly. I'm like, sorry, you can't have that in here. It's a safety hazard.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I do think having closer racks, because people don't necessarily want to be that far away from, their scooter or skateboard or whatever it is. So, yeah.
Thank you, guys. If you have any other thoughts, feel free to let me know, but I appreciate you guys. And those quarters are so tough. I need them. But anyways, thank you guys.
Okay, thank you. All right, Susan, do you have anything else to add?
Well, I won't go through a lot of details that I did in the board meeting as far as the monthly financial monitoring that we continue to do. So at the end of January, we are approximately 7 million better than we were last January. A lot of that has to do with the fact that last January we paid out VSIP and this year we didn't. So of course there was that savings. But the university continues to be doing really well at this point, and we continue doing our monthly monitoring. February will be, I'll have those results probably Monday. And our forecasting model would indicate that we should end the year, barring nothing unexpected, we should end the year probably 4 to 7 million to the good, which is good news for the university and just says what having your budget balanced, structurally balanced, does for your financials. So that budget development, as Herb sits on the BEC, that's well underway. I will present the budget to the board in June for their approval. The state budget is making progress. Maybe not the way I would like for it to, but nonetheless is making progress. The House has released their budget, which has a budget reduction for all state agencies, including universities, in both years of the biennium. Still, don't everybody panic. Lots of time for things to change. The Senate will release their budget probably within the next week, and then they'll go into what they call free conference committee, which is where state and House and Senate representatives come together and work out the differences in the budget. So we're still all hopeful that that budget reduction will be erased. We continue to work on, we have a committee on campus working on making revisions to the ramp model. That work is underway. I know Jennifer Hammond sits on that committee. And another thing I wanted to bring up, I know I talked to Leslie, you and Jordan about this, but the provost and I getting out on campus and having some town halls with some of our staff and who are interested in talking about whatever we want to talk about. Things have just been so incredibly busy with the housing partnership with the Gilbane, everything else that's going on. I'm thinking it may be worth us looking at times during the summer to try and get those together. And maybe we get more targeted focus groups. Town halls can get loud and sometimes not as productive as you want them to be. So we have not forgotten about that. We're still working on that. It's just things have gotten incredibly busy. So again, I'll touch base with the two of you and see how best to proceed with that. So I'm open for any questions anyone has.
Any questions? No, no, no. Oh, all right, we're all good. Thank you, Susan.
Okay.
Okay, we'll move on to old business. I've got on my agenda, Kevin, any updates on your workplace safety report? Take that as a no.
May not be on.
He was, I know he was earlier.
I think he may have dropped off.
Okay, all right. All right, so we'll move on to new business. Any new business?
I have
New business.
first of all, I'd like to thank Dr. Dan Clark for coming as a faculty senate representative. Thank you. Appreciate you. Do you have anything that you'd like to say?
No, I've just been coming to faculty senate regularly, and it's great increasing the communication between these two bodies, and I want to be a part of that reciprocally too when I can here. So yeah, thanks for having me.
And my new business for as treasurer is we have some upcoming expenses that I'd like to go ahead and get in front of the Senate body to get approved. We now have a closet here in DSU for our staff Senate supplies and swag. Yay. Thank you so much to the coordinator of the writing office committee for working with us on that and making that happen. She's a rock star. As is evidenced by the staff star shape board she got equipment. So now I have a place to put our stuff. I would like to purchase some bins to put our stuff in because they're just in Carter Rock. So I'm proposing to spend $100 on some bins from Lowe's or Sam's Club or wherever. They're about $700 a piece. Then I can get some bins and repackage our stuff so it's more convenient and easy to transport if we need to, and not in a cardboard box that would probably fall apart. Another thing I'd like to bring forward is fresh fruit passes for our next meet and greet. We are down to about 20, so I need to get some more. I checked the price for them per pass is $10.86. To get 50, it'll be about $550, so I'd like to propose that expense as well. I'm just kind of running through all these at once so that we can add two more. The April meet and greet is coming up, April 15th. Hope to see everybody there. The expenses for that should be about $300. And then our new staff reception. About $100 to $200 right now. I've got it budgeted for about $100. Does that sound good, Morgan?
We did approve spending on that before. so-
Okay, I just didn't know if we needed to adjust it because of the change in what we were doing. I just wanted to dot my i's.
Yes, we can reapprove.
And then, that's all I have for expenses. If we want to make a motion to approve.
I make a motion, we pay the bills.
Anybody second? Seconds, appreciate it. I'll get that started and we'll get moving. My only other thing is for the meet and greet August, if people want to start bringing me swag for the giveaways, I'm in Chandler Hall, just let me know and I will meet you. Yeah, whatever. I have said enough of those today, thanks. I plan to go back to my office and hide from them. But yeah, the meet and greet in April, if people can start bringing me swag, that'd be most appreciated, because we like to do a rack with 5 people. So 5 of it, everything that you have would be good. Anything else from the body for any business? Okay, and we're
All right, any public comment? We got a quiet bunch. All right, the announcements, I think Jordan went over the election. Deanna mentioned the little dependent update.
Oh, can I mention, everybody saw the email this morning, we have a new office supplies company, OTP Business Solutions. Tomorrow we're doing a Zoom at 10 o'clock to introduce the company to everybody on campus that purchases office supplies. And they're also doing an in-person meet and greet in SSB. I did not write that date down. But yeah, anybody that purchases office supplies, office coordinators, associates, any of those type people, that'll be really key for you guys to just at least take a minute to look at the Zoom and figure out how the new process is gonna work. As one of those people, I just wanted to give that a shout out.
Okay, good point, yeah. Anything else?
Meet and greet, our meet and greet.
Our meet and greet in April 13th, 15th, 10 o'clock.
Tax day.
Oh, tax day, okay. Well, that'd be a nice way to remember it.
Today.
Yeah, yeah.
Was, Andra, on Zoom mentioned that I think it was the event you were talking about, Andrea, is actually today. She said this is actually today. There's Zoom.
Oh, it is today.
Zoom was the same time as our meeting.
Oh, never mind. Never mind, we missed it. Go to the in-person thing. I had it on my calendar for tomorrow.
Okay,
Thank you, all for do that.
all right, I think that's it. All right, motion to adjourn.
Seconded.
All right. Have a great day. Go enjoy.